Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're watching this. Today we're going to talk about the Carabc 12-inch upgrade screen. So this is the Carabc unit. Comes in a nice cardboard box, as everything does. Now when I ordered mine, I ordered after they updated the media buttons. So if you've watched any previous videos, you'll notice some YouTubers actually modified right below the screen where the media buttons are. There's 1 through 6, which are for radio presets. And then there's the media button in the middle, which allows you to change your sources. Many people have gone through the step of cutting out the buttons that Carabc provided. Fortunately, Carabc came out with a new replacement plate. When I ordered mine, they had sent an older model. The irony is they actually sent it from a US address. I wasn't expecting that, but it came from somewhere in Texas. So it actually shipped very quickly. Fortunately, Carabc did honor the updated media buttons and sent it to me as a separate package. So I am going to cover installing that, which for anybody that already has the system and then needs to change it out or add this in, it's going to cover exactly what you're going to get and how to do it. That is your 12-inch screen. This is the media button section that I'm discussing. On most of ours, we have 1, 2, 3, and then the right, left, and then media in the middle, and then 4, 5, 6. These obviously relate to presets. So prior to probably a few weeks ago, I'd say about 3 weeks ago, you had to manually do that. And so people were doing it with Dremels and parts like that, or tools like that. This is the upgraded media buttons that I was talking about. And they had to send this to me separately. I'm not quite sure what these strips are for. It did not come with instructions, but there is a sheet with a bunch of strips on it. We'll see if we can figure that out. It came with its own screw pack. And this is the part that I was talking about. So if you notice, it brings back your passenger airbag light and your warning lights that you have on the vehicle. On the unit as it was sold previously, you will notice that that gets eliminated, and your on-screen doesn't show that. So it was kind of one of those things that you just did away with. I like that I'm going to have it back. And they did recreate the presets, the media button, as well as your track forward, track back. So this is a part that we're going to actually swap out pretty soon. And that goes, well, you can't see it, it's off camera right now, but we're going to swap this piece right here with that piece. Now I noticed that a couple of the screws are actually hidden. Let's see if that'll focus in. There's 2 screws that are actually underneath the screen, and then there's 4 screws that remove it. So I'm actually going to have to remove the screen first to change this out. Let's go ahead and get started on that. Now when I take things apart, I like to put the screws relative to where they went. It just makes remembering what goes where better or easier. The screen does have on the bottom a hole next to where the screw goes through and into its stud boss that is in alignment. So there's a plastic pin that comes up on both of these sides, and has the screw aligns with that. So let's go ahead and get that screen out, and I'm going to go ahead and set that face up. I don't want to get it scratched. And then now let's take out the 4 screws. a bit warm outside today in the Texas heat. They really did a nice job of matching the original Ford aesthetics. I'm actually quite impressed with this setup. And I know there's a bunch of other radio systems out there that use a variety of like Android tablets. I don't know about you, but every Android tablet I've ever used seems to lock up in some way and needs to be rebooted. The last thing I want to do is run one in my car. I'm not knocking it. Actually, there's probably some great systems out there, but it seems to me that if you don't have a purpose-built tablet that's designed for the heat a car can generate in the sun when you aren't in it, it just seems like it's going to be a short-lived experiment. Okay, I got all 6 screws out, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that piece out. I don't see anything that needs to be transferred over, so I'm going to go ahead and set that aside. And let's take our new piece, make sure that the passenger airbag indicator is up. We're going to set it in place. And you know, I actually like the original screws a little bit better. They have a wider head on them, so I think I'm going to try to put those back in place. Now, I'm not going to tighten them all down initially. I am going to get them started about 4/5 of the way. And that way I can just make sure everything's aligned correctly before I tighten it down. Sometimes, you know, when they don't send out instructions, you kind of have to figure out your way through this stuff. I had emailed them previously if there was any specific instructions for swapping this out, and I didn't get a satisfactory response, anything that was useful, I should say. I will say, dealing with their customer support, they were actually pretty responsive. Now, given that they're an overseas company, if you email them during the day, expect your email reply to come in somewhere around midnight, and you could tell that they're generally on point because they email you right away. And I had a few late nights. I actually ordered this when I was recovering from a surgery, so I was up really late and just convalescing, and I would see the emails come in at like 1:30 in the morning, and it was great because I was up. I can communicate quickly rather than it taking a day or two, because by the time you wake up, if you think about it, it might be 8 hours later. They're already at their end of their day. So if you're getting slow responses, just keep in mind that there's a geographical time difference between where you are located and where their support is located. Oh, that looks absolutely fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and tighten it down. And I tighten it to the point of it just being snug. As soon as it starts to tighten up, I stop. This is plastic, so you can over tighten and strip the stud bosses. When I say stud boss, it's what the screw actually screws into. So it's a cylindrical piece of plastic that comes up from the body of the bezel. And these things do not need to be super tight. And once everything is tightened up, I'll give each one about a 1/4 turn more, or an 1/8 of a turn in some cases, but very little, just enough to make sure it's absolutely snug. This is again why I like to use hand tools. Okay, perfect. So that's back in, and that looks so much better. I like the fact that it's going to retain all the original warning lights. So we're going to go ahead and put the screen back in. You will notice that there are long tabs at the top of the screen. Those are on the top. And there's also at the bottom, you can see that extra hole. There's a piece of plastic next to the stud boss that fits in that actually maintains its alignment. Once it's back in there, we're going to go ahead and take our 4 screws and get those back in. Again, I'm not going to tighten them right away, although there's an alignment boss. Ooh, lovely. Although there's an alignment boss, I want to make sure that it absolutely is lined up correctly. I dropped the screw. I know some of you are probably going to fast forward because, you know, I like the idea of a real-time video so that people understand how long these things actually take. Sometimes you watch a compressed video on YouTube and it gives you the impression that something's going to take like 10-15 minutes to do, and you know, you start the project and you're like 2 hours in going, God, you know, I thought it was only going to take me a short amount of time. My understanding is this whole process is going to take a few hours. I anticipate, with filming reasons, it's going to take 3 to 4 hours. I assume if I just studied a video and didn't feel like filming, it would probably go a whole lot quicker when you don't have to move cameras angles around and check audio levels and all the stuff that goes into filming. And the final screw. Nope, actually, third screw. One thing I like about the 12-inch screen is it definitely updates it to the more modern look that Ford's shipping in their new trucks. And with new trucks, in some cases, exceeding $100,000, I'm committed to keeping my truck on the road as long as possible. And I've got no problem running it. I've never been one to flip out of vehicles quickly. I actually like getting my bang for the buck. You know, these are not investments. They're definitely money sinks. And the longer I could run my truck with no car payments as money in the bank. I also look at it as, for every month I don't spend on a car payment and deal with depreciation, it sure makes repairs palatable, even the big repairs. Okay, so screen's back in. Everything's been tightened back down. We'll double check. Everything looks great on the screen alignment. The airbag and media buttons look absolutely fantastic. Again, we have warning lights that were built into there that you previously lost or were just hidden behind the bezel. And now they're all retained. So it gives it that more factory look, if you will. All right, I want to do a quick wrap up now that everything's installed. I've got everything put back together. All the trim pieces are in. Everything's buttoned up. The top tray is in. And yeah, this is actually fantastic. I do like the way it looks. It is absolutely an upgrade and makes the truck feel a lot more modern. And considering this is a 2017 and we're in 2026, this truck definitely feels upgraded. So I've got a few more things I'm going to do in here, trim wise, just to give it, you know, a slightly new look. Probably going to look for a replacement center console trim. What you didn't see is I cut myself twice and I got blood all over it, and the blood does not want to come off right now. And I'm afraid if I use something like acetone or lacquer thinner, it's actually going to take off the gray surface. So I may check it and test it anyway. Fit and finish wise, there's some areas down here that don't actually line up with the center console trim and the cutout for it because it slides into it. That's okay. I'm not that worried about it. It could be better though. This side definitely is a little bit tighter, but yeah, there's, you know, maybe there's variances between different vehicles. I'm not sure, but it definitely has a gap there that didn't exist on the factory trims. But other than that, it is and looks great. I mean, most of your focus is going to be in this area. The vents are a little bit smaller than the factory vents. They don't seem to affect the volume of air that's coming out, and you've got full adjustability on it. So I tend to be one of those that really likes AC a whole lot, and living in Texas, we definitely we have some pretty hot summers, like really hot and humid. So I just fixed my heated and cool seats. So this, like many other Fords, had the dreaded burnt out pins on the controller that is underneath the passenger seat, and that turned out to be a fairly easy fix. You can buy the replacement connector online. In my case, I got it from Amazon, and it took a little while. I do have a pretty strong electronics background. In fact, my main company is in that field, so changing out the connectors was not difficult at all. There's plenty of write-ups. Anybody can actually do it following the instructions, and it's worthwhile. You do not need to take it to a dealer. They will charge you an arm and a leg to fix that. So it is something that is well within most people's capability just by following instructions. That said, highly recommend this upgrade. Obviously I just put it in. If anything changes, I will come back and amend the video, but I can confidently say I really like the way it looks. I like the visual change. I like this gray that we went with, that it automatically goes with because it detects the Lincoln screen. And other than that, yeah, no, I think it's absolutely fantastic. So thanks again for watching. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I will check periodically and update and answer any questions you may have. Thank you very much for staying with me today.